Welcome to the Musing Live Show, and I'm your host, Tonya D. Thanks for joining me. On today's Musing Show, we are going to explore solitude and open a corridor to spirit on this highway. Last week's Muse was about quantum energy and caring for your skin. Be sure to watch the replay on that too, either on What's Up Tonya D, or here on Facebook, or on my YouTube channel. Solitude is strength. To depend on the presence of the crowd is weakness. The man who needs the mob to nerve him is much more alone than he imagines. Paul Brunton. If you are new to my musing show or watching the replay, be sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube and like my page, What's Up Tonya D. And for those of you that regularly enjoy the musing show, thanks for engaging, listening, and tuning in. Be sure to ring the bell now and then. Like and share these musings too. Let me know what's happening in your world as well. This isn't science. This is Zen attention, your gateway to modern day meditation, a corridor to what I like to refer to as soliciting solitude. Imagine that you actually come into contact with an alien, a higher intelligence, and learning in a split second that you have a luminous joy on your side. Imagine also that the way you made contact was so simple that there's no need to ever again feel helplessly out of touch with something you always suspected, but could never quite reach. A helpful wisdom, a flash of insight, an aha, or even an epiphany, the feeling of a loving, powerful presence, how would you feel? I'd say it would be a pinnacle in your living experience into spiritual awe, right? This corridor opens the door to my Soliciting Solitude online course. Follow the links on the side on how you can explore and start your journey to solitude, and for more information, getting acquainted with like-minded people in my musing club, and so much more. With an understanding on a few exercises that will ultimately lead to a musing level of the mind, just like any daily ritual that you create, Zen attention has many benefits. What you will discover once you start your journey into the source of this unique benevolent space, you'll notice that you start to crave it, and as you sense the output of your life start to change. Why? Because when you start a ritual of soliciting solitude, you practice getting into your own inner spirit and connecting with this magical energy automatically. Automatically soliciting solitude will bring you into the present moment, raise your frequency and vibration, opens you up to receive unlimited information and ideas. It relaxes you, relieves stress, strengthens intuition and your ability to focus, allows your inner voice to stream in and hear more clearly, fills you with more light and love, shifts your mood to an optimistic venue, and more importantly, it creates more self-love. Soliciting solitude, along with being in a Zen attention space, is like riding a sensational airwave of bliss. Some simple steps might be: sit in a comfortable chair, cross-legged, on the floor, or in a chair, with your hands on your knees or in your lap. Sit up straight and relax your entire face, especially your jaw and your forehead. Close your eyes, or if it helps you to focus and not fall asleep, keep them open and gaze softly at a spot on the ground a couple feet in front of you. Focus on your breathing. Notice it moving in and out of your body. You don't have to breathe in any special way. Just focus on it. Gently release any thoughts that come into your brain and refocus on your breathing. Keep your mind clear and empty as possible. Listen for intuitive hits that may or may not come through. Ta-da! That's it. That's really all you have to do. Some other options are to set a timer. You've got enough distracting thoughts without checking the clock to see how long you've been at it every 30 seconds. Light a candle to focus on. Sometimes having a place to rest your eyes can help you get centered and into the Zen. Sit and face a candle that you place on the floor in front of you while you meditate and see if that works for you. Imagine a bright beam of light shooting down from the sky, shining in through the top of your head, running through your entire body, out of the base of your spine, and up to the sky again, so that it makes a complete circle. I sometimes find it's easier to focus on that than the ever-popular breathing method. Plus, it fills me up with energy and light. It makes me feel more energetic and connected to spirit. Use a mantra. Sometimes when the crickets are blasting in my head or overly active, it's nice to bring in a mantra to cleanse them out. I repeat a word, maybe a phrase in my mind like Om or I am enough. And more importantly, I love myself. Something that makes me feel good and actually radiates out of my entire being. They are fairly neutral, and you could use something simmering if that's your thing too, like coffee. I guess if coffee works for you and it's your thing, simmering and sitting with your cup of joe, and still the mind still. Try to do this first thing in the morning so you don't get distracted by whatever your day brings. You will also be more connected just having been woken up from sleep. Also, if there is something in your life that you are currently working through, you can set an intention, ask for help during your meditation practice. Soliciting Solitude is about receiving information from the universe. Setting intentions and praying are about sending information out to the universe. There are 2 ways you can do this. Start with a question, something like, how do I deal with my pain-in-the-ass teenage son? And see what, if any, answers download while you meditate. B. Meditate first. Open up the channels and clear the clutter and the idle chatter, and then ask your question in a space of clarity and connection. Then see what, if anything, comes to you. There are countless ways and information in my Soliciting Solitude course that can get you in your zone. They walk you through meditations. I suggest the guided route when you're first starting out. If you're having trouble wrangling your mind into submission, they make amazing training wheels to get you going, especially if you want to focus on something specific. There are also guided meditation centers all over the place. And it's nice every once in a while to do a group meditation. You can really feed off the energy and get the discipline to sit there for an extended period of time. Do a search for meditation centers or even ashrams in your area. Sometimes yoga studios hold guided meditations too. Chanting. Chanting is also a great way to get you in the zone. You can repeat a mantra over and over, out loud, on your own, or if you prefer to avoid getting busted and possibly ridiculed, you can go to a group by attending a kirtan meditation class. Kirtan involves call and response chanting of a Sanskrit mantra or a devoted song, and you can attend classes at a yoga studio or a meditation center also. Transcendational meditation is a form that involves repeating mantras and sitting twice a day for around 20 minutes at a time. I've had some pretty prophetic experiences while meditating, from seeing walls melt around me, feeling as if I was levitating, and been in such a state of euphoria that it almost hurt. I've also had the complete opposite, where I fall asleep, squirming around thinking about what to make for lunch, and have been totally in the zone, realizing I was there, then thought, awesome, and then logic jumped in and I get pulled out of the zone. The important thing is that you keep showing up. Even if you are there only for a complete second out of the 30 minutes that you've been actually sitting there, it will start to make a notable difference in your life. I believe soliciting solitude is even more essential now that we have all this technology at our fingertips, and distraction has actually become a way of life. Even though we as a group are becoming more and more conscious, I'm amazed how, at the same time, our attention spans are rapidly shrinking. I have noticed that you could be in a conversation with someone and they get a text in the middle, they completely check out. And it actually blows my mind that we can even speak in full sentences anymore or finish a conversation. Aside from being one of the most powerful tools in our consciousness raising toolbox, soliciting solitude is a much needed respite from the madness and will help us from becoming a bunch of scatterbrained Looney Tunes as we zoom around our exciting and extremely amazing world. Go ahead and sign up now to get some personal freebies. More on that later if you stay tuned to the end. Or get in now while I continue musing. Totally up to you. Why solicit solitude? Your innate being needs tending. When we create and maintain a space of solitude, we are acknowledging that we take our essential being seriously. Every time we meditate, pray, or engage in our spirit in reading spiritual practices, we're honoring our light within, honoring our amazing selves and our highest potential. We are attuning ourselves with the sacred. Why solicit solitude? Every day there is so much that we have to do. Work, personal maintenance, wake up, brush, comb, drink, juice, get the kids to school, get to work, meetings, go to lunch, visit the dermatologist, do laundry, pick up the dry cleaning, spend time with our significant other, attend PTA meetings, call friends, buy birthday presents for our parents, walk the dog, not to mention thinking about what's on TV or what's for dinner. We all go on at length about the things we have to do and all the things we want to do. And they're all very important. But that doesn't mean that our spirit should ever be neglected. Why solicit solitude? I promise this is the last one. There are so many amazing people, sincere seekers, who resist the idea of soliciting solitude. Sometimes they haven't found a practice that suits them. Often they don't understand exactly what it does to solicit solitude. For example, what it is supposed to do. Rituals like solitude help us stay connected to the sacred within ourselves. If we feel lost, it helps us to find ourselves. And the practice is how we cultivate our spiritual garden. Different people tend to prefer different practices, just as different gardens grow different plants. But I'm optimistic that there is some form of regular solitude practice for everybody. What you'll discover as you start your journey into solitude, that if you never manage to feel completely engaged to your spirit, your body, your soul, a whole new world will open up for you. It's in the holistic awareness that the mind, body, and spirit are intrinsically connected. When the Sufis of the East whirl, for example, they're using the movement of the body to center and balance their spirits and souls. For thousands of years, the mystic yogis have known that we have used physical postures to change a state of mind. Meditation and breathing exercises alter body chemistry, which, in turn, can affect physical and mental healing. All over the world, people of all faiths are beginning to further examine the healing power and the echo of words through prayer. Spirit can work on so many levels. All forms of spiritual practice share a common essence and purpose. They help us distinguish reality from delusion. They help us experience the clear light of understanding and divine wisdom. A great Zen master once said that when enlightenment experiences happen, they are accidents. He then added, but spiritual practice makes us accident prone. Maintain soliciting solitude. Even if you don't get enlightened in this lifetime, you'll get lit up. As they say, practice makes perfect, or even better, practice is perfect. to simplify your life and clarify your mind, building and deepening your solitude. There is no greater magic than meditation to transform the negative into positive, to transform darkness into light. That is the miracle of meditation. Solitude is the basis and foundation of meditation. In itself, it reflects the essence of simplicity. You close your eyes, you breathe in and out through your nostrils. Pay attention and something happens. What? They ask. Exactly what happens for meditation. Clarity, my one-word response. Serenity, my next-word response. Some other amazing benefits that start to happen as you solicit solitude are helping the mind empty of clutter and confusion. It makes us feel calm, peaceful, and more aware of our inner resources. It brings a sense of being centered, grounded, and balanced. It makes our senses and perceptions more vivid. It helps us to see how everything in life fits together. It helps us become more skillful at navigating life and, consequently, less likely to be buffeted about by the winds of fate. It helps us gain a greater insight into our personal hang-ups and issues. It helps us become less egotistical and self-centered. It helps us increase our capacity and ability to love. It helps us to gain greater insight into the nature of our reality. It helps us become more mindful and able to lead our lives with greater awareness and understanding. It stops us from numerous health benefits, and it's also been accredited with aiding in the healing process with improving ailments such as asthma, hypertension, migraine headaches, stress, as well as some attention deficit disorders. There are many reasons for your interest in soliciting solitude, multi-layered reasons, spiritual as well as physical and emotional, to cultivate ideals like wisdom, love, and compassion, to slow down minds that are restless, speedy, or even detached, to help handle physical problems that have a mental or emotional component, to reconnect the soul, body, and spirit, to control minds that are filled with uncontrollable, fearful, angry, or obsessive thoughts, to get more understanding into their own behavior, to meet fellow seekers, to open the heart and awaken the mind, to realize the divine, the source, the great spirit, to become enlightened. It's exquisitely simple, as well as practical and healthy. It just makes great sense. It's safe, it's non-invasive, it doesn't fill you with toxic chemicals, it's natural, organic, and homegrown. It feels good and it's actually good for us. Anyone can do it. It's not exactly what people think it is. It's not always about sitting still and closing your eyes. There are numerous ways to create a space of solitude, including movement or dance, sound, music, and visual imagery. Some people do chanting, some visualize, some need to do guided meditation. By extension, anything that connects you to your natural mind, your innate awareness and wakefulness, the divine within and all around us. That is soliciting solitude. I believe it is important to remember that there is a kind of solitude that is available to everyone. I know there are some people that are in the middle of a clinical depression that find sitting in solitude doesn't suit their state of mind. Sometimes when we are depressed, what we really need to do is get the energy moving. A walking or natural space for solitude that includes movement may be what's called for. The main intention is the cultivation of mindfulness, meaning anything that helps us reach that goal can be defined as solitude. Every act done in the sunlight of awareness becomes sacred. For example, washing dishes, scrubbing a floor, or changing a diaper can all be part of a way to solicit solitude. Manual labor, because it requires concentration and attention, is particularly conducive to the cultivation of creating awareness in soliciting solitude. There are natural or nature ways to solicit solitude as well. For example, Spending time in a garden weeding, watering, and moving the soil creates a space of being there fully. There is just nothing else to be or worry about, and nowhere else I'd rather be. Playing music, for example, like a piano or a guitar, each note requires perfect attention and mindfulness. If thoughts intrude, the off-key notes will provide instant feedback. For me, walking Sirdidymus through the complex keeps me attuned, noticing everything on the path, hearing every sound, every bird call, rustling leaves, nowhere to do and nothing else to do. Nothing missing and nothing in excess. The best of all possible worlds. Another of my favorite is being near water or the sound of water. Sitting by the beach, I sense the waves washing everything away. No need to watch my breath. The waves do it for me. Solitude creates an awareness of one. It is whole flowing and ecstatic, not static. The thing about it that's so remarkable is that the experience can be replicated. It is a time-tested inner science based on a technique that has been practiced for centuries. Those who enjoy solitude today derive the same sense of well-being as those who created it centuries ago. But the nature of the heart-mind stays the same. This is mindfulness of breathing as the basic creation of solitude. If you like variety, lack the time, or any other reason you find to not solicit solitude, you can just tune in and listen on. I have different acts and stages for your beginning phase. The first act to get you initially started, exploring solitude, and many ways of creating it. The 3 steps of solitude include Step 1, arriving and centering. Step 2, intensifying and focusing. Step 3, releasing and allowing. Post-solitude, which is a transition and integration. I also have a ritual to do for 7 days, plus an entire corridor to get you into the doorway to solitude. I will also be adding to this corridor my upcoming online course, The Energy Body Demystified. This will be added bonuses when the course is finished of the meditations only, however. And by then, you should have an amazing relationship with solitude as well. Hopefully, you have signed up to start your inward journey. It's a game changer, and it is out of the gate and ready for you. Go to the sidebar there, or visit club.tonyad.tv where you will see my other online courses that are ready for you as well. The Balance of Being, where I cover solitude, is in that corridor. Thanks for showing up to the live show today. If you're inclined to share, please do. My goal is changing lives, igniting passion through the information highway while awakening the spirit. If your life is feeling like a hiccup, or you are feeling like you need a mini divination, email me as well, and we can set up a time for that. Either on Google Hangouts, if you're not in my city, or Zoom, or even Skype is another alternative platform. Blessings and ashe, my energetic beings. Until next week, cheers.